Welcome to the Highly Effective Man podcast, hosted by former Navy SEAL turned life and fitness coach. I'm your host, JP Bolwahnn. This podcast is your resource for unlocking the healthiest, most productive, and highly effective man within you. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Highly Effective Man podcast. I'm your host, JP Bolwahnn, 13-year Navy SEAL veteran, college football player, now firefighter, and life and fitness coach, and the founder of the Highly Effective Man. Now, if you're a busy, high-performing guy, but you feel like your energy's slipping or your training's inconsistent, and you feel like you're not operating at full capacity, then this episode is going to be for you. All right, we're going to break down why men like you might be feeling stuck and how to break free fast. Now, there's a pain that a lot of men don't talk about, right? You've built a successful life, you have a solid career, business is going well, you have a family, you're doing all the right things. But behind the scenes, you wake up tired, even if you've had a full night's sleep. You've got that stubborn 10 to 20 pounds of fat that you just can't shake. You say, I'll get back on track on Monday, and that's every week. And maybe worst of all, you feel like you're just not yourself anymore, right? That's a pain point that most guys never want to admit, right? Nobody wants to say, I've lost my edge and I don't know how to get it back. Well, there's three roadblocks or common roadblocks that keep people stuck. Okay, and I coach guys like this every day, entrepreneurs, executives, firefighters, dads, just successful men. And these are the same three things that come up again and again and again. Okay, number one is time. You're busy, right? You've got people depending on you, and the idea of adding an hour-long workout or a complex meal plan, forget about it, right? But here's what most guys don't realize. You don't need more time. You just need a better system. Right? I helped one of my clients, Paul. He's a CEO of a large tech company, and he has like 5 kids, right? We cut his workouts to under an hour. He trained a minimum of 4 times a week, and he got leaner than he'd been in over a decade, right? Without missing family dinners. He didn't get more time. He just got more focused, right? So just ask yourself, what's one habit right now that's wasting my energy, right? And replace it with one that actually builds you. Number 2 roadblock is motivation. Because let's be real, motivation fades. And when you're stressed or you're stretched thin and, it's going to be the first thing to disappear. That's why in the Highly Effective Man system, we don't rely on motivation. We build disciplined systems, right? You'll have a simple, no BS routine, right? You plug and play workouts. You have clear nutrition targets that, you don't have to obsess over food, right? One of my clients, Ben, he told me, once I knew exactly what to do, I stopped overthinking and I just started executing, right? So look at your plan and just start putting together like a checklist or, a no BS plan where you have like a solid morning routine or an evening routine. Plan your day and stick to it for, 7 days straight. Make it a system. And then number 3 is sustainability, right? You've probably done a 30-day shred or a hardcore diet or tried some kind of quick fix, and it worked, right? It probably worked for a little while, and then life hit. Well, that's because most plans like that, they're not built for guys like you and me. They're built for guys that are 25-year-old influencers or guys with no kids or a private chef, right? What I give my clients is structure that they can actually live with. One of my clients, Eric, he's a lawyer. He travels a lot, right? But he lost 18 pounds and kept it off while still eating out 4 to 5 times a week. How do you do that? Well, we just simplified it down to what matters most, right? So what you need to ask yourself is, what I'm doing today something I can stick to for 6 months? And if not, then it's not sustainable, right? So what actually does work? What actually creates a breakthrough? Well, number one is structure, because structure creates freedom. When you wake up knowing exactly what you're going to do, how to train, what to eat, how to reset when life hits, you've already won. You eliminate decision fatigue, right? You don't need a perfect plan. You need a plan that you'll actually follow. And that's what I like to build with my clients, something that's simple, repeatable, and high impact. Number two is an identity shift. You don't need workouts and meal plans. Everybody knows they need to work out and they need to eat right, right? What you need to become is a man who leads himself first. A man who protects his health like his family depends on it, because they do, right? That's the shift you got to make. From I try to work out to I'm a man who trains. From I'll get back on track to I don't break promises to myself, right? Well, what happens if you don't make that shift? Well, shoot, let's be real, right? If nothing changes, your gut's going to get bigger, the energy's going to dip lower, and that spark that made you feel alive, it gets buried deeper, right? I've seen it happen. And I've helped men just like you take it back fast, all right? So if this hit home, and if you're done winging it or done starting over, and you're ready to lead again, I want you to apply for a free strategy call, okay? This isn't going to be like a sales pitch or anything like that, right? It's a real tactical session where we map out like a personal game plan, one that fits your life, one that builds structure and helps you reclaim your edge, okay? You're going to go to higherlevelcoaching.co and apply now, okay? That could be the moment. This could be the moment that changes everything. Right? And if this spoke to you, send it to another brother who needs to hear it. Hit subscribe, leave a review, and keep showing up. Okay? Until then, stand tall, train hard, lead well. I'm JP Bolwahnn, and you were born to be highly effective. Let's go. Thank you for listening to the Highly Effective Man podcast. If you enjoyed or learned something on this episode, do me a favor and share this with somebody who you think needs to hear it. And one last thing, if you want to work with me as your coach to help you get fit, be more productive, and in general, just be the most effective version of yourself, head over to my site, higherlevelcoaching.co. Once again, that's higherlevelcoaching.co, and schedule a call with me there. Thank you again. Let's go.